You have to control what you consume if you want to be a champion. It's Jake Thompson, your Chief Encouragement Officer. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Compete Everyday podcast, Competitor Nation. I'm excited you're here. But I want to emphasize the point of why you need to control what you consume, because it's doing more than you actually realize. I heard sports psychologist Trevor Moawad, author of It Takes What It Takes, talk about how our brains have been studied and how that 15 to 20 minutes you're spending on, say, Instagram looking at that X actually takes us 2 to 4 weeks to process out, to get out. 15 to 20 minutes looking at that X, running through memories, thinking about them, probably painting a better picture of the past than what actually was. That takes us almost a month to get out of our brain. Just 15 to 20 minutes consumed painting a picture, trying to live in this fantasy world has changed our brains for the next month. It's not about just scrolling your feed. It's about what are you intentionally putting into it, because it's impacting what's coming out. If you're spending all your time on Fox News or MSNBC, if you're doom scrolling on Twitter, always taking those dopamine hits, trying to get fired up about the latest and greatest on this side of the political aisle or the other, you're not doing yourself any favors in terms of building a winning mindset and about building a winning life. In fact, you're actually making it harder because you're putting more into your brain, and your brain's just like a computer. It can only take so much information at a time. So what are you filling that brain with? I know you're filling it with one good thing because you're here listening to the podcast today, and so I want to challenge you to find more of it. I want you to clean out your social media feeds. If the people aren't enriching you, encouraging you, or maybe entertaining you, why are you following them? If you feel yourself getting just fired up, irritated, angry every time you get on Twitter, maybe you should get off Twitter. What are you doing to read? Is it every night Netflix binging, HBO and go? Or are you taking the time to pick up a book or an audiobook? Learn while you can. What you consume 15 minutes a day is staying with you longer than you think. And what you end up scrolling by may be a bigger hindrance to your success than you realize. Championship athletes are very intentional with what they put in their body in terms of what they eat, what they drink, how they rest. Why aren't you doing the same? Clean out your social feed this week. Download a few extra podcasts or a new audiobook. Get away from always being on a screen. But more than that, focus on what you consume so that you can build a championship mindset. What you consume for the most part is up to you. Are you intentional with it, or are you just letting it happen? Letting it happen never built champions. Intentionality did. Go win your day, competitor. I'm cheering for you. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Compete Everyday podcast. To join the Morning Competitor Club, text COMPETE to 972-945-9113 and use the code PODCAST to get 15% off any order at CompeteEveryday.com anytime. Until next time, keep showing up, keep competing. I'm cheering for you, competitor.